Elton's retirement journey and travel. In this video, I wanted to explore the option of extending my working career and collecting the 8% from Social Security, or taking Social Security at the ripe age of 67 and moving on with my life where I preserve the money that I will use to bridge, thinking that I would be better off taking it at 67 and using my bridge income to do whatever I want to do while I'm healthy, or waiting for the proposed 8% growth per year at 70. And this has to do with my analysis that I did over at the Retiring Club last week prior to the notification from the trustees over at Social Security saying that if changes aren't made, that the would have a difficult time paying out 100%. I just can't go and draw down on my investments, which are working very, very hard, for a possibility of getting a bigger check at 70. And if I was to do that and that reduction took in effect, then I would lose thousands of dollars. And not only would I lose thousands of dollars, I would have burned through some investments that would be possibly churning at 8% every year. So that's where I'm coming from when I take a look at this and look at the Social Security Administration. And that's just how I feel. The numbers look very, very good, especially for someone like myself who wants to immediately start traveling. I don't want to be waiting around, hanging out, or doing anything. I got time off from work. All my expenses are covered at home, and I've got a pile of money that I can use to take some really good vacations when I'm healthy and I'm feeling well. Some of these vacations that I go on, when you start talking about we're going to go up the side of a crater, or you want to try and crawl down on those pyramids. I actually tried to go into one of the pyramids, and that shaft was so small. I couldn't. I had to turn around. It was hot. My glasses were falling off. Then I had this big camera. So there's some stuff that you just can't do at 70 and beyond. And I ran the numbers as well as the additional money that I would get by waiting and drawing down on my investments. It would take 11 years to make that money back. 65 to 70 is $98,000, well, at least 95, doing my calculations that I made. And I would get about $8,000 more per year if there was no reductions. So that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up as a possible talking point. Do you want to spend down your retirement money while you wait to bridge until you're 70 for a proposed additional 8% per year? With me being 5 years out, right when I turn 70 and those checks start coming in, that's when the cut comes. If you're a couple of years away and you believe this, go ahead. I mean, the big winners of the whole thing is the person who's continuing to work, pump cash into their retirement plans, and add those salaries on to the final calculations of 70. That's the big winner. If they, you work till 70 and you're still taking your vacations and you're saving money, whatever happens is not going to make that much difference. But for a guy like me, I need to be prepared. And my analysis says that, hey, John, take it at 67. You're going to get 100 grand. The additional money, which as of a year ago, I had planned on working all the way up to 70, and then I moved it back and said I wanted to go to 66 in 9 months. Now I want to take it at 65, right on the nose. So your decisions will change, and it's okay. But that's what my thoughts are, and I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about how that system is set up and why it sucks. Well, welcome back, everybody. So one of the things that I wanted to take a look at is Social Security and how it is managed. Now, the way the government runs itself, none of our households would survive like that. Running up massive debts, income coming in, constantly spending money, only paying the interest. If we were doing that, we would be devastated. So that's one thing that I would like to see fixed. When Doge came out and they made all these cuts, what I was looking for, I like the cuts. I know it was a hard decision. If the Democrats had won, none of those government employees would have lost their jobs at all. It would have been business as usual. However, to be successful, you have to take some bold steps, and that's what they're trying to do. Now, what I don't like is the fact that the extra money that is being saved is not being put towards as a small payment on the principal, whatever we can do on the principal of the deficit, not just paying the interest because they've been doing that forever, but actually paying it down, just like when I had thousands of dollars in credit card debt and I decided to get a part-time job and work 7 days a week for well over a year, and I made extra payments on those credit cards and I knocked them off one at a time. That's what I'm talking about. The other thing is with the Social Security. I have my crystal ball right here. When I look into my crystal ball, I don't see a rosy future for those of us who are retiring. At least not in the next 5 years, not as things stand now. And the reason why I say that is that there is one YouTuber by the name of Howard over at Otter's Retirement Corner that had come up with a good plan to help save Social Security. He is a type of person who has a financial background. He's an avid softball player. He's also a retiree, and he's a YouTube content creator over at Otter's Retirement Corner. His name is Howard. And he did a whiteboard on the income coming in and how the Social Security works, where as of today, they have a certain amount of taxes that are coming in, and they no longer have a surplus to pay out all of the benefits. They're actually dipping in to the trust, the Social Security trust fund that has been built up when they had a big surplus. He also elaborated on how they invest. He came up with some really good ideas on what to do to help fix it. The bottom line is that Social Security itself, if it was a person, the way it's operating right now, it needs to meet with a financial advisor right now, and it needs to meet with a retirement planner right now, and it also needs to have an investment advisor help them with how to take all this money and position it so it will grow. Howard explained that they basically invest in a lot of treasury notes that are held by the Treasury Department, and basically all the U.S. government does is they just pay the interest on those notes. And some of those notes have been downgraded from AAA to something below that, which is why you will want an investment that only pays 2%. But his point has been made that changes need to happen, and he actually modeled it. His model, you can actually listen to him in his video and take some of your money and invest it as if you were the Social Security, where you took some of that money and you threw it in the investment, and then you use a monthly stipend that came out of whatever income you had and put it in there, just like Social Security would do with the income coming in. And you would see how it would grow. So right now, this system, when I look at my crystal ball, as it is now, it's not going to make it. So changes do need to be reviewed. Simulations and models need to be set up. They need to take a small portion of that money that's in the trust fund now and model it to see how it will work. Because right now, today is Friday, and my investment one that I was talking about selling some shares out of, once it hit its all-time high, has hit its all-time high. The market is closed. And one of my Fidelity accounts has hit its all-time high. I also went back and listened to some of my videos on why Social Security is better at 65. And in that one, I was stating that in 2034, that the trust fund will run out. Well, hell, it's 2033 now with the new report that came out. So there is some work that needs to be done. And I just hope that our leadership, which I will ask Howard if I can promote his video and get it up to my congressman, Jon Ossoff, and Warnock, Senator Warnock, our two senators, and have them look at it and explore that, because something has to be done. If we are making money on the market, why can't some of the money in the trust be put in, and the gains and the capital gains that normally would get reinvested be positioned to fill up bucket number one, so that the income that comes in from the payroll, if it's short, bucket number one can be withdrawn from, and the trust fund stays as a growth portion. 2% on those treasury notes doesn't even keep up with inflation. So I don't feel that optimistic about it right now. Something has to be done. It wouldn't hurt the stock market with all that flooding of cash into it. It will probably push some of our investments up and make us better off. The other thing I'm concerned with is, and I'm talking about myself as well, those of us who just want to drop out of the job market, the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. Well, if you could do it, you've got enough money, and that's what you want to do, that's great. But a lot of content creators are doing it for one reason or another, and they're telling everybody else to do it. Well, as an employee and myself, 2 years from now, if I come out, well, that's 2 years of contribution into the Social Security that won't happen. So what I'm saying is, as more and more people retire early when they could still be working, that's one thing that's going to cut down on it. The next thing is, you've got the older folks who are being let go before they're ready. And then you've got all of us retiring. That is really, really going to stress that trust fund. And it's going to make it difficult for other folks to collect their Social Security at 100%. And that's why I would not continue to work and try and collect Social Security past 67. My models show that if I take it at 67, I will be in very, very good shape. I don't mind drawing down 2 years, but I'll be dropping out, so I'm guilty too. But I just see things a different way. I look into the future, and I want it to be bright, not only for myself, but for everybody else. So I encourage you to take a look over at Otter's Retirement Corner and listen to Howard's video and what he is talking about. Maybe take a couple notes, because if the Social Security doesn't want to take him up on his idea, you may want to try it and just see how it works, because he's telling you what you need to do, and it's free investment advice, and all you got to do is just try it and do like I do at the retirement club. Do your investigation, look at the ticker symbols, throw some money in there, and then keep adding to it just like you were in your payroll, and see how it turns out for you. So I just wanted to finish up with what I had to say related to my short and this video. As you know, I will be coming out in 4 years. I just did something over at Fidelity, and I put all my numbers in there, and it's looking pretty good. I actually will have more money than I'm working right now 4 years into the future, but of course everything's going to cost more. But the things that I want to do, I'm practicing now. So this is John, and I am with Elton's Retirement Journey and Travel, as well as the host of the Retiring Club. Thanks for listening to my video. Please share and like, and stop by Otter's Retirement Corner and listen to what Howard has to say. Thank you.